Chinese coal mines are notorious for their high accident rates. Thousands of miners die each year in coal mine blasts and flooding, and authorities often blame the accidents to lack of safety standards at remotely located or illegal mines. Let's take a look at the scenario in India.
Mining in its broadest sense is the process of obtaining useful minerals from the earth's crust. The process includes excavation in underground mines and surface excavations, open cut mines. In recent technological developments may soon make economically feasible the mining of metallic ores from the sea floor. Mining normally means an operation that involves the physical removal of rock and earth. In coal mining, among the chief problems in underground mines are ventilation and roof support. Ventilation is important because of the presence in coal mines of dangerous gases such as methane and carbon dioxide. Large fans and blowers must be used to maintain the circulation of pure air. Mining is a hazardous occupation, and the safety of mine workers is an important aspect of the industry. Statistics indicate that surface mining is less hazardous than underground mining, and that metal mining is less hazardous than coal mining. A study of the frequency and the severity of accidents shows that the hazards stem from the nature of the operation. In all underground mines, rock and roof falls, flooding, and inadequate ventilation are the greatest hazards. Large explosions are characteristic in coal mines, but more miners suffer accidents from the use of explosives in metal mines. Accidents related to the haulage system constitute the second greatest hazard common to all types of mines. A number of debilitating hazards exist that affect miners with the passage of time and that are related to the quality and nature of the environment in the mines. Dust produced during mining operations is generally injurious to health and causes the lung disease known as black lung. Some fumes generated by incomplete dynamite explosions are extremely poisonous. Methane gas emanating from coal strata is always hazardous, although not poisonous, in the concentrations usually encountered in mine air, and radiation may be a hazard in uranium mines. A tight and active safety program is usually in operation in every mine, where special care is taken to educate the miners in safety precautions and practices. Accident rates will be lower. Government has set numerous operating standards regarding dust and gas concentrations in the mines, as well as general rules regarding roof support. Despite this, local conditions can suddenly change the atmosphere in the mines and render it hazardous. It is necessary to provide health compensation to miners and set strict controls regarding coal dust, methane gas, escape roads, roofing, wiring, and other mining hazards. Some hazards are related to the local geology and the state of stress in the rocks of the mine. The mining operation results in the shifting of loads in the strata, and in extreme cases, such shift may apply pressures on a critical section of rock that exceed the strength of the rock and result in its sudden collapse. This phenomenon, which is known as rock burst, occurs particularly in deep mines. Education, experience, research, social consciousness, and government regulation have contributed to lowering the accident rate in the mining industries. The considerable percentage of all mining accidents are avoidable and are the result of human global nature, and government actions to stem the damage to the natural environment have led to numerous international agreements and laws directed toward the prevention of activities and events that may adversely affect the environment. Shailesh Pethe, DD News, Mumbai.
We are now joined by Mr. R.N. Mandal, Managing Director of Suparna Chemicals Ltd, to discuss the safety equipments used in mining industry in our studio. Mr. Mandal, welcome to Business News. Welcome to DD News. Please tell us about what is this SCSR and where it is used.
Actually, SCSR is a short name. It is actual name is self-contained self-rescuer, in the sense that it is fully contained itself, and the man can rescue himself without any outside help in case of any emergency, particularly fire within the mines. And he did not depend on any outside help. He can just open the equipment and start breathing, and he can come out to the safety place for shelter.
What does Indian Coal Mine Act say about this SCSR?
The Indian Coal Mines law, which is specified in 1985, there is a word they have said, self-rescuer. They have not specified what type of self-rescuer. It can be anything. So whether it is a dependent, independent, or it is depending in the atmosphere. So there was a little loopholes, and that has been left to the knowledge of the person concerned who will approve this equipment. Our law says that he should have a self-rescuer.
Okay.
But what type of cell rescuer, that was not specified. And this self-contained cell rescuer is a very recent development which was gone into American mines, is around 81. And we started thinking about the self, that is, I should say, Raksha Kavach, or self-contained cell rescuer, only after the disaster in Uganda, where many people have died in I believe it is 1994, when this about the self-rescuer question has come, that is 1994.
What are the different types of this SCSR and how it is different from FSR?
You see, FSR is a equipment where it can only, that is, filter self-rescuer. What is our mines are using, it is that it can filter carbon monoxide in case of fire, and it can filter only up to the 1% of the carbon monoxide. But most of the cases it has been seen that when there is a fire, so the carbon monoxide goes up, and it doesn't work. And secondly, it becomes very hot. And mostly, and it has to depend. It has to depend for oxygen from the atmosphere. Whereas self-contained cell rescuer, when there is a fire or anything is there, or in a closed chamber where there is also carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, or any toxic gas, it doesn't depend on the atmosphere. It itself is self-sufficient. So he goes on breathing within the equipment, and he get a fresh oxygen from the equipment. And more, if you suppose he works very hard, then it will supply the more oxygen. If he doesn't work hard, then he can work. He can get oxygen even for 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. And if you suppose he is running very fast, so our standard says that it should be approximately 30 minutes. And our mines are very long, so the 30 minutes the minimum is prescribed.
Talking about the developed countries, so what are the regulations about FSR and SCSR in those countries?
You see, now no country except I believe Indonesia, no country is using this FSR, and it has been discarded and obsolete. And in fact, the using FSR to the miners, it is a legal obligation on the Coal India. This has got a no value. Using FSR or not using FSR is as good as same. It is, I believe that if our workers really comes to know that the function of FSR,
Benefits.
they will never. And I believe already they are started talking. If you go to the mines, they say it's a lota.
Otherwise, how it is priced actually? It is comparable?
You see, today I know that if we introduce the Indian supplies, I believe it will be half the price.
Okay.
Almost half the price.
Half the price. Thank you, Mr. Mandal. Thanks for joining us on Business News. Thanks a lot.
सपनों का